Begin the day with Sphinxy. Begin the day with Sphinxy.
Hi, I'm Sphinxy. Seems like you need a riddle to help you wind down a long day's rockin'. Sound like a plan? Sure. Why not? Lay one on me. Okay. Let pull a riddle from out the vault. Hey, turn around. Don't look at my vault. Nope, that's riddles for kids. Nope, that's for Ada Lovelace's final leaf form. And here's one for you not quite deadbeat dadasses. What is it when 3 goats can fit in your pants without removing any of their skins or even leaving them open so that they might be easily accessed? And if you didn't know there were exactly 3 goats inside the center, then shame on you and your inability to keep up with the times. Is this related to the 2 shakes of a lamb's tail? I just made that phrase up, but no, not even close. Oh, well, guess you'll have to solve it yourself. I do hope it helps, though. Maybe by now you've found another question more appropriate to your situation. Maybe you haven't. Here's a riddle that'll knock the socks off your ass. What happens when you give an alcoholic cat a soda? B. They drink both simultaneously. They're drunk as fuck before they hit the floor. B. You mean cats are alcoholics too? And Cruel's buzzes. Sorry about that last bit. Couldn't help myself. You aren't actually supposed to say that the person has gone full retard. That isn't something you'd normally call someone, unless, of course, you wanted to make fun of them because they had gone crazy. B. But isn't crazy not what it is? Like, there isn't any crazy, but just one of the terms we humans like to keep around, regardless of evidence suggesting otherwise, because simple words to discredit people with is just so useful. Oh, a riddle for me? Thank you. This is going in a vault. So many thanks. Here's my next question. If you were to get stuck between 2 parallel mirrors, how would you escape? You wouldn't want to know where I live, or who knows what I might try doing. V. Well, if it happened where I lived, I get in good with one of the mirrors, and then when they went to the bathroom, I kicked the mirror I was in gently, just enough to break the gaze of infinity. Bravo. My turn again then. What happens when a goat and a dog have sex? I'm pretty sure this isn't a riddle. I feel like you're asking for an answer that can only be known once the two participants are dead. No, you can have a concrete answer, child. B. But that's just it. That's my answer. The answer is certainly not kids. And goats and dogs are even less likely than that. There's no possible way goats and dogs could ever go at it together without becoming enemies. They hate each other too much, even if they did decide to play dirty with some roleplay orgy fetish. But the road to that failure is probably very fun for them. More power to them. Okay, next question. What does it take to become a champion of justice? A friend. Uh, Someone you trust. B. To defeat evil. B. Is your plan to use me as a punching bag? B. How about the ability to delegate the role of punching bag to someone else? Someone of global minimum consequences. Fair point. I'll pick a different question. What do you get when you mix acid, bleach, and sugar? B. Nothing. It's all been done. B. A way to give your kids hydrochloroquine. Alright, next up. Let's hear the most common form of euthanasia. Suffocation. Which is to say, suffocation by any means is the best method for ending the life of another being in the event that said living creature has begun suffering from dementia or B. No. New answer. The most common form of euthanasia is a 23-year-old that does not want to work another fucking 90-hour week. What if we put aside the death penalty altogether and focus on one particular case instead? Okay, so there's this person who was found guilty and sentenced to be executed, but before he goes through with it, he starts thinking, I can't kill anyone because I... Can't really think through on a scenario that won't give me the heebies. I don't have the stomach for it that a lifetime of practice affords. If I had practiced enough, then I could have killed many times already without batting an eye. But now that I'm trying to decide which actual innocent person will suffer and die for my crimes, well, maybe they deserve some sort of reprieve. Maybe I need to adopt a framework that anyone has to be guilty of something, but I would have to restrict my efforts to mainland America. There are just too many people out here dying at random due to gun violence and natural disasters caused by man's greed. There's no way I could make those numbers balance. So yeah, back to our main character, or rather his/her first victim. B. Who is Dostoevsky's Raskolnikov? This isn't Jeopardy, sweetie, but I'll bite. B. Dostoevsky's Raskolnikov is a murderer whose inner voice tells him how bad he actually is. Not sure that fits the bill, though, as far as what you were looking for. Let me check the answer sheet. It means more vote action, so turn around. Thanks. Sorry for the interruption. Please continue your riddle. B. Fine, but only if it doesn't involve any Russian names. It's pretty hard to pronounce them anyway, and I'm not really in any mood to be making any new friends in Siberia. Oh, jeez. My heart goes out. How hot was it last summer? Like 130 degrees one day or something. You got the tongue skipping. And then this. Jeez Louise. I'm giving you 5 extra points. B. This is scored. Like you wouldn't believe. Now then, who is the author of the book The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry? Me. A childish fairy tale that doesn't take place anywhere real. My pilot, who was so overwhelmed with being an adult that he just didn't, that used his story gotten in the deep darks of his heart as a rubric of trusting certain folk. Like, those who understood his story were folks who understood him. So yeah, it was that guy. The name is inconsequential. Hey, very good. Alrighty, here we go. Next question. What is the world's most valuable object? Coal. B. Nuggets of gold that you can hold in your hand. B. But also B. The product, two rapidly spinning neutron stars that collided many billions of years ago, and their explosion eventually bathed our young planet in its celestial leavings. So yeah, much rarer than diamonds. Oh god, why are people always trying to bring up our old star system? It doesn't exist anymore. Why don't you talk about how cool interstellar space is or how amazing dark matter is or whatever other boring science stuff I like to read on Reddit instead of going down memory lane? B. You asked about gold, so I'm gonna tell you about gold. If you didn't want to know, don't ask. When's Dr. Phil gonna be on? Is that another riddle? You're killing me. If it isn't a riddle, it sure as hell feels like one. Anyway, the answer was an hourglass. What is the image that Lisa Miley used to describe her buttocks when she was on Broadway for all that jazz? An hourglass. B. She said they were like two small hills in the middle of her backside. B. So what if you could find out for yourself if those were really just those two little mounds, and if those were just words made up by a performer? You mean like a metaphor? You know what, can I take a pass this round? My writing team is out to lunch. No! They're not. At least they weren't meant literally. As a matter of fact, there's even less reason now that I think about it. This was over 40 years ago at the time. B. Asses come and asses go. Next riddle. What happens when someone eats so much chicken that they become unchicken-like? What do you call something which has been taken off? B. A napkin? Yes! A great question. You win a point. Do you need more than 1 point? No? Good. Then here comes another question. How many people are needed to start a conversation in a bar before someone gets bored with them enough to leave? B. One is all you ever need if you are the bartender. And 3 or more if you are leisure suit Larry. 2 for everyone else. 12 for boozy Jesus. There is actually an answer that's far better than that. The answer is the number of people who have left by the time anyone remembers that they were there. B. But how does that work? It's a matter of gradient descent. Let me show you. Say you're the only one still hanging out there after a couple minutes. Well, you're clearly doing it wrong. But how long should you wait? 10 minutes? 20 minutes? B. That seems to be a waste, doesn't it? I mean, we've got this whole place to ourselves. Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. I shouldn't joke like this. I know it's not cool. Yeah, I didn't say anything either. Just kidding. What I am trying to tell you is that if no one leaves until 20 minutes later, and then they finally leave 2 hours later, you did it right. Everyone will just assume you got called away on some urgent business that would take longer than the average person could deal with. Like they wouldn't ask KG what took so long. B. Wow, yeah. Okay, thanks a lot. Your little math problem was a real lifesaver there. Buddy. B. Alrighty then, next question. In a tree-shaped house, where does the door open? B. Where do you find a doorbell when you are living inside of the thing you ring? Oh man. That's too bad about all those trees getting chopped down to build that big skyscraper downtown. Well, at least that won't happen in our lifetime. Hey, no! Why they have to ruin my dream? You had any idea how hard it is to cut down a 1,000-year-old tree? Even harder is finding 100 more for everyone that gets mowed down. At this rate, they'll have us running around in circles forever. We're going to run out of forest before we can get out of this circle we're trapped in now. There you go again, being melodramatic. Besides, you were the guy who suggested building an amusement park under the forest in the first place. Anyway, here's another riddle. How many different kinds of people are there? Oh, look, I told you there wasn't a trick answer there. What I wanted you to do was notice that everyone is a unique individual. The only difference is that other people don't always see that same uniqueness. So if you ever meet someone new and feel like they aren't very special and yet they seem to be so happy, it might be because they're just blind or something like that. They haven't been given the tools by society to appreciate their own differences, and so they've become jaded to them. But it doesn't mean anything bad about them as individuals. I have a better answer. There are 2 types of people. People who believe there are 2 types of people, and people who don't. Yeah, that's pretty much right. This one's easy. Who wrote The Great Gatsby? B. F. Scott Fitzgerald? Close. It's Zelda. He had already divorced his wife when he wrote this book, but not her. B. As always, the work of great man artists is due to the women they scraped off their shoe the week before. Excuse me, sir, I didn't catch your name during the introductions. Let's see what else we've got. Oh yes. What is the word metrosexual describe? B. The curious overlap of being a homosexual and being a European hostel enthusiast. Nice one. Wait, did you say homosexual? Sorry, I think I heard you wrong. Was it, some kind of vegetable? B. I was saying that you could use this term to describe anyone who has ever enjoyed any activity which is both foreign and unmanly at the same time. Like playing soccer in the park on Saturday afternoon after brunch or drinking coffee with an Italian pastry while reading the Sunday paper in an upscale cafe. Or squatting over a porcelain tub in a French bathroom, even though evolutionarily we were meant to shit like that. Okay then. This next question goes out to all those men in our audience. So sorry, ladies, if I'm speaking too freely here. Anyway, what do the words bifurcated cervix mean? B. That means my whole IT team is fired. Alrighty, another riddle for you now. What are the three basic elements of life? Oh wow, well that's actually pretty deep. No one can answer that one. Just kidding. B. Two possible answers. The patience of entropy, the pull of black holes, and fire next time. Or answer B. Haters, bitches, and coin. Yep, that's it. You get a point. Next round. Another easy one. Can a rock be a catcher's mitt? Sure. B. Can the Pope read a Maxim magazine while shitting in the woods? Answer to your answer? Nope, it's Teen Beat all the way. But hey, I'm just telling you how it is, man. I don't make these things up. No, I know I said earlier that I had a better answer than that. Really, that was all I could think of. I'll see what I can come up with by the end of this round. Wow. This time around, that was truly impressive. What was it this time again? The idea that any rock could possibly be a catcher's mitt. Hey, by the way, do you do the gates of heaven? 'Cause I'd love to be greeted by you when I succumb to the latest American pogrom, coming summer 2024. Ah, ha. Actually, we got quite a few saints who work there now, so no need to worry about not getting in. You're right! Just let me know when I can get my stock badge. Until then, I can only offer my purple heart. Well then, good luck with that. Okay then. One more riddle for you, sir. The only one? Let me say right now before we proceed, it's been a pleasure. You are a scholar and a saint, Missy. The next question. What happens if you try and tell a joke without knowing the punchline? It doesn't go over very well. But what makes you think I would be able to tell a joke in the first place? B. Your employment in that shaggy dog rescue facility, for starters. Yeah, well, that's nice to hear. Good thing I'm just here to be your opponent in this silly little game, huh? Because I have never seen your humor at all. Never. So, next time someone tells you they want to write an article about you or interview you on the radio show, the end? Uh, the. I'm waiting. The. Oh, the shaggy dog shelter must be calling. I can wait. Actually, I meant something like, what is wrong with you? Because I am literally writing out all of these answers down as we speak. And after I've given them to you, we will play a round of Uno instead. B. I don't think Twitch allows us playing with our Unos. How about we play Overwatch 2? No. This was supposed to be a friendly competition between two men who happen to share similar interests. You know that's why people watch sports, right? It's not for some kind of twisted nationalistic rivalry bullshit. The. Oh, yeah. Sure it isn't. What's the racist mascots those two teams have again? We didn't even have anything racial going on there, besides the fact that both teams had white players in the first place. Which might seem like it has something to do with race until you realize that skin color doesn't matter much in Korea when you're a ball player there. B. Maybe not, but have you seen the boy band boot camps? A little fascisty if you ask me. Wow. Do you really think so? And I just haven't noticed. That's very interesting. Okay, next question. In which state does the tallest man live? B. Incomplete anxiety if he is in his 40s, because men do, they have medical conditions. A. Ha ha ha! You are funny. And now the final riddle for this round. B. Well, let's see here. The largest. Penis. That is incorrect. Because it belongs to an old guy who died and submitted his to the Reykjavik Penis Museum. Just saying, you can write that one down as a future riddle. It's more trivia, and I already have it in my notes. B. And maybe I'll take your answer to that last one then. If I win, we go to another round, or we keep going until someone wins. But only on one condition. You tell everyone what happened back at our first match. I don't have to. I record all my matches on Twitch, because Sphinxy here is a transparent Sphinxy. B. You've been listening to us. Yeah. Hey, if you want, you can start streaming yourself while you wait for your turn in the circle. B. No thanks. Hey, let's redeem my points so I can get out of your hair. Okay, coming right up. B. Are we done yet? Can we move on to some of those other questions asked? Because I'm pretty sure I could give some answers right now. I'm redeeming your points, so that means no more questions. Other than this one. According to my tables, you can redeem your points for any one of these prizes. Pick one. Prize 1, a dinette set. Prize 2, a new car. Prize 3, a lifetime supply of assorted Doritos. Doritos! Yes, please. I mean, just imagine how good they taste with the dip. Hey, there's 10 prizes. Wait till I've said them all. B, go ahead. Don't hold back. I'm gonna have the biggest shit when you're done. One a family-sized package of Triscuits. 2 a box of Zitty Zoodles. 3 an annual subscription to Buzz. 4 a Kleenex with an alien on it. 5 the keys to a Ford Focus. 6 a box of off-brand laundry detergent. 7 a jar of mayonnaise. 8 2 bottles of ranch dressing. 9 a crate full of wine glasses. 10 a bottle of ginger ale. Whoa! Yes, I can't believe it. Ginger ale is in here. Caveats. There's no Ford Focus to go with that car.
No.
And I opened that jar of mayonnaise for the party celebrating Obama's second.
Oops. This is important. Ah. Crapola.
Me. Hey, caveats. There's no Ford Focus to go with that keys. And I opened that jar of mayonnaise for the party celebrating Obama's second term, so proceed with caution. Thanks for playing with Sphinxy. Now get the fuck out! The rest of the night is pretty anticlimactic after the Sphinx decides he doesn't want to stream himself anymore, so I try my best to make up for his loss by throwing him a bunch of cool prizes at random times. Which include Prize 1, a 5-minute video game review segment with 2 different games and their respective soundtracks. Prize 2, a free month of premium cable TV for my satellite company, plus a 4-day weekend as well as $500 movie tickets. Prize 3, a new pair of underwear. Prize 4, a round of drinks for the house. Prize 5, a new tablet computer. Prize 6, the ability to become immortal. Prize 7, my time slot on the main stage. Prize 8, a set of 3 small bongos. Prize 9, the chance to be voted to sit on the panel at an upcoming convention in Florida. Prize 10, my hand sanitizer.
It's weight in gold. Good night. Or good morning. Good afternoon. Good morning.